The flashlight just fell to the floor. On August 4th, 1892, at 9 a.m. there were 4 people in this house. By 11 a.m. 2 of them were dead. Lizzie Borden's father and stepmother were murdered in their home in broad daylight. It's still unsolved to this day. Everyone believes that Lizzie did it, but I don't think she did. Tonight, I'm going to try to contact the spirit of Lizzie Borden herself and get some answers. Whatever's down here, that's what? Are you scared?
Lizzie Borden took an axe, gave her mother 40 whacks. When she saw what she had done, gave her father 41.
Growing up in New England, everyone hears the nursery rhyme. It's folklore, it's, legend, New England legend. My name is Amanda Millette. I'm 26 years old. For the last year, I've been investigating the Borden murders, and tonight I'm going to try to finally get in contact with the spirit of Lizzie Borden herself and get some answers. So on August 4th, 1892, Lizzie Borden's father and stepmother were murdered in their home in broad daylight. And it's still unsolved to this day. Everyone believes that Lizzie did it, but I don't think she did. All right, so we are at the Lizzie Borden House. We're in the John Morse room, named after this gentleman right here, Lizzie's uncle. This is where Mrs. Borden, Abby Borden, was found. So I'm just gonna unpack some of my equipment here. This is what we call a REM pod. This is another REM pod, a small one. So if somebody walks in, like a spirit, should go off. There we go. So this is my EMF detector. I'll check for electromagnetic fields in the room. I'll see if there's any interference. So that way, when it does light up to red, we'll know that it's nothing in here that's interfering with it. This is just a simple voice recorder. Now one of my favorites is the Phasma box. It's not going to be connected to Wi-Fi. It searches from a word bank, and supposedly spirits should be able to talk through here. So I will turn this on just in case we hear anything of substance. You hear that? Angry children? This will be my 5th time staying the night. Someone literally just ran up behind me. My first time at the Lizzie Borden house was one of the best nights of my entire life. That was the first time I really thought, wow, this is real. We went to the basement.
There was one? Yeah.
I saw many orbs and other shapes flying around. I was sort of just pointing my camera at a spot in the basement, and the tour guide said, oh, did you see that? A shadow just walked right in front of your camera.
You're right now. Nope.
Thankfully, I didn't review that footage until I was out of the house.
Oh, you see that? Oh my God,
Which is
a big shadow walked right in front of your camera. You're right now. Nope.
That's not the first time I've heard of something dwelling in the basement. I went viral after I made a joke video about staying at the Lizzie Borden house. And then suddenly people were asking who the heck is Lizzie Borden. I took 10 days off and I did research. The more research I did, the more I realized there's actually more evidence that Lizzie was innocent than she was guilty. Yet her entire life and even her afterlife, people assume that she's guilty. So tonight I'm going to do something I've never tried here before. I'm going to try to contact Lizzie Borden's spirit. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? It's going off upstairs. So this house was Andrew Borden's house. He shared with his wife, Abby Borden, his youngest daughter, Lizzie, and his oldest daughter, Emma Borden. So Emma mysteriously went out of town for a couple weeks. Also another mysterious happening, Uncle John Morse showed up unannounced the night before the murders, slept in the room where Abby was murdered in, and he had no luggage, though he had planned a long stay. So John, Abby, and Andrew sit down, have breakfast together. John leaves to visit some relatives in town. Andrew attends to some business in town. Lizzie doesn't eat with them, she sleeps in. Around 9:30 in the morning, Abby Borden was making the guest bed right about here when she was struck 18 to 20 times on the side of the face and the back of her head. So this is where she was found. If you come over here, this was Lizzie Borden's bedroom. You can just sort of check this room for any interference. I'm like almost afraid to go in there because that's Andrew and Abby Borden's bedroom. Andrew comes home from his business and he's not feeling well, lays down for a nap. Lizzie at this time says that she was out in the barn. It is interesting to note that Andrew laid down for a nap, they say, but he was wearing his shoes and he had his jacket folded underneath him like a pillow, which is strange. He's a very proper gentleman. It's not likely he would leave his shoes on or not hang up his jacket. It could mean that he wasn't actually sleeping when he was killed. It could mean that his attacker faced him head on. Lizzie walks in from the barn and sees her father, screams for help. I do feel a strange connection to Lizzie Borden. You know, she was judged on a really grand scale. I felt like a lot of times growing up, I was judged pretty harshly as well. She lost a parent at a young age, so did I. She lost her father, so did I. Unfortunately, my dad did pass away when I was 7 years old. All I really knew about him was that he loved horror movies and he liked the paranormal. Obviously, the one spirit I'd love to talk to is my dad. Doing these investigations makes me feel closer to him.
Is there anyone down here with us right now?
Andrew Borden.
Andrew Borden. That was freaking plain as day.
I believe I made contact with Andrew Borden in this room. I was sitting on the couch where he was found, and I said that I just had one question. Was it John Morse? I said.
Was it John Morse?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you guys get that? Did you guys hear that? I said, was it John Morse? It said yes.
I felt like it was him telling me that's who it was. It was either him or a spirit pretending to be him. The blood from his wounds seeped down through the floor into the basement. Do you see this right here? That red? It's blood. I was talking to the housekeeper. You know, she often goes down into the basement to get linens. And one time when she was down there, she saw something crouching behind the linens. She described it as something with long black hair crouching. The back corner I'm going to show you is where he's typically seen. Whatever's down here, that's what? What? This is where I saw the shadow. I thought the shadow person was Andrew Borden, but I think there's something else in the basement, something darker. And that is where it was seen crouching. When you get a place that has so much tragedy, it tends to draw other spirits, other entities. Could that entity have been here before the murders? I don't know. But I think it's definitely staying here and feeding off the negative energy. So they wanted to charge Lizzie, and they did. Of course, she was acquitted. You know, everyone in the courtroom cheered. The murder was never solved. The police department just sort of threw up their hands and said, nope, it's definitely Lizzie. What's wrong with ruining her reputation if it means that people stop breathing down the necks of the Fall River Police Department in the 1800s? It wasn't long before the town started to ostracize her. Her friends abandoned her, and I believe she's waiting for the day that she's proven innocent. If I made contact with Lizzie, I'd honestly ask her how she's doing and if there's anything I can do to help her. Is anyone here with me tonight? Is Andrew Borden here with me tonight? I heard something from Andrew Borden's bedroom. Are you here? Is Andrew Borden here with me tonight? Did you hear that? Not in here. I heard like a yes, like a yelling, a yes.
Yeah, I heard it.
Is Andrew Borden here with me tonight?
I feel like he's in there.
Who?
Andrew Borden. Okay, so now I think we'll try to get in contact with Lizbeth. And look at that. It's just about midnight. Lizbeth, do you think you could come over and come through? Can't do it? There's another room? I feel like we should go in another room. Someone here? I'm not sure why I would be going off right here unless they're standing here. So, again, Mr. Borden, or Mr. and Mrs. Borden, I mean no disrespect. I'm here for educational purposes. I am going to switch this on. You are welcome to communicate. Okay, so that was the REM pod I placed between, in the doorway of the John Morse room. That means they're either going that way or coming this way. Who's there? So it's Amanda again. Oh. What? Okay. The flashlight just fell to the floor? Two people lost their lives. I do believe that they're still here. I don't know if they can leave or not. The Lizzie Borden case is endless. Unless we definitively know who did it, I don't think I'll ever be done. And she's still waiting for the day that she'll be proven innocent. I hope that I can either prove that or convince enough people that she was innocent. Can you make it go to red for me? I'm not sure what people think of me. You know, as a kid, I lost my dad, and it made me a very shy and sad kid. I tried to be as normal as possible, but I found that the more I was myself, the more people responded well to it. While Lizbeth's spirit is still not at rest, I won't be done.